Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. In this video, I'm going to show you guys another 25 cards CGC sub, and I've got some pretty high-end cards in here. I'm only showing a handful of alpha cards. I realize that you guys have probably seen a few of those subs already, so what I'm doing is I'm pulling some of the better alpha cards that are a little bit higher, and then I'm going to still focus on a lot of Pokemon. In fact, at the end, I'm going to show you guys two cards that I bought raw or I basically had to buy them raw because I had to pay out the consignee, and it didn't work out with the person who bought it. Ended up having to take the cards back somehow, and I graded them, and it actually worked out really well. But let's start off with the alpha cards. First, we have a Granite Gargoyle limited edition. This one's a rare. A lot of the rare cards from alpha, I mean, they're super limited, low print. If you guys remember the video where DNA posted it, he gave you guys some facts on how many cards were printed out there, but roughly it's like 1,000 of them. It would surprise me if there were 500, still of all the rares still out there. I mean, you got to have some kind of rate of attrition for this stuff. This one is an uncommon Icy Manipulator. I want to say that this one's raw, maybe like in the $500 to $700 range, but in a grade 7, you're probably not going to be able to find one now for under $1,000. You got an Island Sanctuary, again, another rare. They didn't have holos in the original alpha or beta or unlimited or revised. I'm not even sure what set that come along to. And then there's Lich, like, I don't know what it is. Let's move it to the Pokemon. These are some cards that I had in my personal collection that were just set back. I had no reason I wasn't selling them. It was just I didn't get around to them because they had some kind of damage to them. So what I did was I went ahead and sent them off to CGC. That way there could be a grade stuck on them, and I wouldn't have to worry so much about describing it as in depth. But if I did, the grade here should be able to kind of back up, what I assess from the condition. That's what makes grading appealable to a lot of sellers. It makes it pretty easy to sell it, because you can assign a grade and then people can be like, okay, so it wasn't the seller who gave this a 5, but CGC did. So they get a general idea of what's going on in that card. Now, one of the cards I'm going to show you that we did really well on from a customer, I have first-hand experience on the condition, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of extra information on what's going on with that card. Here we have a 9.5 on the Gengar EX. Really nice looking card. See that swirl? It's actually got another swirl right there. You might be able to make it out. And then the start of a swirl down here, which you probably won't be able to make that out. That one could have got a 10. I wouldn't have been surprised. We have a pre-release Clefable, and you're like, wait a minute, isn't that a different color? It is. This is green, and it says CGC qualified grade because it actually has inked corners. And if you look at the top left, you can kind of see where somebody tried to put black over the white. Same thing on this side. So these are inked. So the 6 refers to the condition, and then the ink kind of shows where it's been altered. Somebody was trying to hide the fact that there was white corners, but they all have white corners. You can't hide it. Not on pre-release Clefable. You have Squirtle. You got a McDonald's 8. You got the Pikachu in a 9.5. You got the Charmander in an 8. Let me pull the other ones out. We'll do these in order. There we go. We've got the Chikorita with the 8.5. Pristine on the Slowpoke. There we go. We got us a 10. We'll put that one off to the side. And we have a perfect 10 on the Larvitar. I thought that was really neat. I hadn't seen any perfect 10s on the McDonald's promos yet. Then we have these right here. I had these sitting back in the to grade pile from a collection, and I just have not had a chance to do it. So I want to show you guys this. I'm going to angle it just a little bit, get the camera reflection off of it. It's so reflective. Look at that. But we have the SL Rayquaza Shining, I guess you could say it was the Shining Legends for Call of Legends. This is the set that DNA was suggesting that we open up from a booster box. I'd love to do that. I don't know if we're going to get around to it anytime soon. The boxes are very expensive, but we might do it. And then we also have a 9. So there was 2 of them. Got an 8 and a 9. Pretty nice on the condition. Do you see a little white dot right there? Now the 2 cards that I bought from customers, essentially bought them from customers because I paid them out, and then I ended up having to retain the cards. We have this right here. We have this Tropical Wind. This one had like a little partial stamp. You can see like we're on the R. You guys may remember that. And it graded at a 9, so it did really well. I think I had this one listed at like a light play to near mint, something like that. I'm really strict with my raw condition because I still have nightmares about all the feedback and the returns and things people would do from the raw graded cards. And then last, let's see if I can show it first before we look at the condition. You see that right there in the center? I've perfected this down. I've had to figure out how to show it. It almost looks like an indentation. Now you can only see it in a strong light on the back side. You can't see it on the front side. But this is actually graded a Pristine 10, and it's a pretty high-end card. You've got a championship arena. So on the front, you can't see it. Like, you think you might be able to make something out, and then it's like, no, that's not it. So it's really tough to actually see in person unless you have a strong light. Like if you're looking at the card straight on, you don't see it. So I think this may have been missed by CGC. I'm not completely sure what may have happened there, but it did grade the 10 because, I mean, the rest of the card looks great. I mean, the centering's good, the front surface, everything on the front would indicate that this could be a 10 card, and then the back side would be the same until you shine it in that really strong light. Then you make out that faint indentation. But I wanted to mention that. I do mention it in the listing as well, but I've got this one going up for sale. By the time you guys see this, it may not be... it may have already sold at the moment, but I'm going to make sure anyone who buys this card, they know what's going on. It does have the 10 grade. It's been graded by CGC, and I'm selling it through eBay, so everything's going to be authenticated anyways. I had full coverage, but I still want to make sure that my buyers, they know what's going on, because to me, I would be a little upset if I saw that indentation and was not made aware of it, because you can't see it in scans. Like, there's just no way. Like, and it would be even harder to take a picture of it, because the only way I can get it is if there's like a super strong light, and then I'm gonna have to take this picture with a, without flash, and of course then you're going to be distracted by everything else that's going on in the picture. So I did note it in the conditions section, but I wanted to let you guys know what was going on. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Even this being a 10, I think that really increased the price on this card, even with that damage, because a lot of times people do only care about the grade, not so much the condition of the card itself, because it's encased, it has that 10, so it has that nice look to it on the front side. It would look great. But anyways, thanks for watching the video. We're going to have some more coming out very soon, and I do appreciate you guys for taking the time to subscribe and like.